Okay, so mission and your vision for quarter three. So this is what I've found over the last 7+ years of being a mastermind leader is that there's a lot of ways that we can get distracted. We can get pulled off mission. There's a lot of shiny objects in the marketplace. There's a lot of great marketing. And so what I found over and over again is, well, we discovered this simple way to just be really clear on what's the number one thing that matters most this quarter, and then work backwards from there, the stepping stone each month to get there. And when I say we, I say this, I find this really helpful for myself too, because what I find it really myself is like there's a tendency to want to skip steps, to be so clear about the future, be so, mapping that out to skip the steps when really it's one by one. And so what I've found too is that it's created more simplicity and it's created more peace for people, for them to just be like, this is the plan. And it's just like growing, like being a farmer, I would think, because it's like you plant the seeds, we need sun, we need water. And if we just bring over buckets of water and keep drowning the seeds, they drown. And so oftentimes I'd find myself and other people, otherwise they'd, be pouring more and more water on the seeds, yelling at them to grow seeds, and they never grow. Or the other thing is to be the farmer that just switches farms. They start growing, little seedlings start coming up, starts, maybe some flowers blooming, and then they go, well, that farm over there looks better, and then start a whole different farm. So this has solved this. And so I have a diagram with this, because it's really the problem is getting off track with our mission. And a framework I'd like to share is from your Soul Contract Decoded, long-term ally, mentor of mine, Nicholas David Nint. And so what he talks about is us having a soul signature. And of course, believe whatever resonates with you. My belief is that we have a plan before we come here, incarnate in this lifetime. And so that plan is like that soul signature where we accomplish our mission and deliver the service that we want to do with the world. And so with our soul contract, that personality profile is an example of what is that journey. And I also like to have this because it's kind of fun with the, Vitruvian man, that same geometry there. So does everybody accomplish their mission, do what they set out to do? No, not even close. Like very few people do. And that would be, I'd say, self-actualization, right? So what happens, there's the soul signature and us getting off mission. When we get off mission, what it looks like with this school of thought is like when life is trying to wake us up to do our calling, do our purpose, get back on track, and we get pulled off. And it's that concept of life communicates us to, and first like a whisper, then a loud noise, and then a shout, and then, throwing something at us. It's like life is getting our attention to like get back on mission. And that's where things can get harder and harder. So then the solution is to get on mission. And it would be awesome if we could just like teleport right into the soul signature lane. But usually that's not how it works here, in the earth realm. Usually we got to make choices, go against the grain a bit until we start syncing up with the soul signature. And I would say like being fully in the lane of the soul signature would be where it feels like life is at our back. It's like the wind is at our back rather than at our face. There's flow, there's momentum, there's aligned allies, and it feels like we're going down the river rather than, going up the river, or worse, on the bank of the river, holding up the canoe, if it ever feels like that sometimes in life. So that's what we're going to do today. And what I found is, especially with 90-day goals, there's a lot of things I've tested, and I found that it's very easy for us to, as like high achievers, left brain, focus, really dialed in. It's really easiest for us to get into our left brain and get into forcing energy. Whereas this is more into like, what is that natural rhythm that is already there? And we can get in sync with that, because then it's more productive, it's more smooth, it's definitely more peaceful. It's ultimately what we want. So I'll pause here and just like to hear what's a key insight or item that's coming out from this for you? What's resonating with you?